Levi Onwuzurike's ACL injury, what it means for the Lions' 2025 season. In a stunning turn of events for the Detroit Lions, defensive tackle Levi Onwuzurike is officially set to miss the entire 2025 season as a result of surgery for an ACL injury. This revelation comes straight from Lions head coach Dan Campbell, who discussed the situation during the opening of training camp. Earlier this offseason, Onwuzurike underwent surgery on his knee, a procedure Coach Campbell described as critical despite its challenging nature. Levi's surgery was significant, but it needed to be done, Campbell stated, emphasizing that the situation was unfortunate but unavoidable. It's out of his control, but it was necessary, so he will miss the season. This announcement followed Onwuzurike's placement on the reserve/physically unable to perform list just 3 days earlier, indicating he would automatically miss at least the first 4 games of the regular season. Losing an impactful player like Onwuzurike undoubtedly poses a setback for the team. Coach Campbell expressed his disappointment, saying, "You don't like to lose anybody. Certainly, losing Levi, that hurts, but it helps that we've got rookie defensive lineman, Tyleik Williams, so we've got a little bit of balance here." In this context, Campbell introduces a glimmer of hope, suggesting that the team is making adjustments to maintain a strong defensive line despite the loss. This season was particularly significant for Onwuzurike, who had signed a 1-year deal with the Lions after bouncing back impressively in 2024. Following a challenging recovery from a back injury that required spinal fusion surgery in 2022, he had begun to find his form again. In the previous season, he played a vital role, starting in 10 of the 16 games and accumulating an impressive tally of 28 total tackles, 1.5 sacks, and a career high of 13 quarterback hits. It was a clear indication that he was returning to the heights expected of him. In addition to Onwuzurike, the Lions placed several other players on the active/PUP list, defensive tackles Alam McNeil and Mekhi Wingo, alongside left tackle Taylor Decker, cornerback Khalil Dorsey, guard Miles Frazier, and linebacker Malcolm Rodriguez. Among these players, Coach Campbell is optimistic about Decker's return. He mentioned, "He's good. He just cleaned out the shoulder a little bit, and we're going to work him back when he's ready to go get the strength back. But he's in a good place." As fans rally behind the Lions, one can't help but wonder, can the team adapt adequately in the face of such setbacks, or will injuries derail their season ambitions? With significant roster changes and key players sidelined, the upcoming games will undoubtedly spark heated debates among fans about the team's resilience and depth. What are your thoughts? How do you think the Lions will fare without Onwuzurike? Feel free to share your opinions in the comments. Detroit Lions injury updates: Onwuzurike out for 2025, Decker's timeline revealed. Here's a shocking update that could shake up the 2025 Detroit Lions season. Head coach Dan Campbell revealed during training camp that veteran defensive lineman Levi Onwuzurike will miss the entire year after undergoing ACL surgery. This decision came despite the player's efforts to stay healthy throughout the offseason, highlighting the reality that even seasoned athletes can face unexpected setbacks. But here's where it gets controversial: Onwuzurike's injury isn't just a personal loss, it's a major blow to the team's depth at the defensive line. While some may argue that a full season absence is harsh, others might question whether the surgery was truly necessary. After all, the NFL's medical staff often weighs risks carefully. Campbell emphasized that the procedure was significant and needed to be done, but does that mean the team should have explored alternative solutions? Meanwhile, tackle Taylor Decker faces a different challenge, a shoulder injury that required off-season surgery. Coach Campbell hinted that Decker could return by late August, citing his good condition and a cleaned-up shoulder. This timeline raises questions about the team's confidence in Decker's recovery. Will the Lions push him too hard too soon, or is this a realistic path to full health? And what about the other players on the non-football injury list, like defensive lineman Josh Paschal and cornerback Stanley Thomas-Oliver? Their extended recoveries add another layer of uncertainty to the roster. What makes this situation even more interesting is the contrast between Onwuzurike's complete season loss and Decker's potential return. Is the Lions coaching staff prioritizing short-term fixes over long-term stability? Or is this just the cost of building a competitive team in today's NFL? As fans, we're left wondering, should teams take a more cautious approach when dealing with high-impact injuries, or is aggressive recovery the only way to stay competitive? One thing is clear, the 2025 season will be shaped by these decisions. Whether you agree with the Lions' choices or think they've made mistakes, the reality is that injuries are an unavoidable part of professional sports. What's your take? Are you more concerned about the team's ability to rebuild or their willingness to take risks?